What if I told you that while Europe was burning, a remote island on its western edge was quietly preserving everything that made Western civilization possible? This is the story of how Irish monks saved civilization itself. Picture Rome in 476 AD. The empire that had stood for 1,000 years finally collapsed. Barbarian tribes sweep across Europe. Cities burn. Libraries are destroyed. The knowledge of centuries, philosophy, literature, science, history, all of it is being lost. For the next few hundred years, Europe descends into what we call the Dark Ages. Literacy plummets. Trade networks collapse. Classical learning, carefully preserved for generations, is disappearing. But here's where our story gets interesting. Rome never conquered Ireland. When Christianity arrived peacefully in the 5th century through figures like Saint Patrick, something remarkable happened. The Irish didn't just adopt Christianity, they fell in love with learning itself. Irish monasteries became unlike anything else in Europe. While the continent descended into chaos, these monks were obsessed with books. They didn't just read them, they copied them, preserved them, studied them. And crucially, they copied everything: Christian texts, yes, but also pagan Roman and Greek classics that the rest of Europe was burning or forgetting. Monasteries like Clonmacnoise, Glendalough, and Bangor became intellectual powerhouses. Monks spent their days in scriptoriums, carefully transcribing manuscript after manuscript. They developed their own beautiful script, the insular hand, and created stunning illuminated manuscripts, such as the Book of Kells. But the Irish didn't just preserve knowledge, they spread it. In the 6th and 7th centuries, Irish monks launched one of history's most ambitious missionary movements. They traveled across Europe, establishing monasteries and schools everywhere they went. Columba went to Scotland. Columbanus traveled to France, Switzerland, and Italy. Countless others fanned out across the continent. Wherever they went, they brought books, established libraries, and taught both Christianity and classical learning. They reintroduced Greek to Western Europe. They preserved works by Virgil, Cicero, and other classical authors that would have otherwise been lost forever. Many ancient texts survive today only because an Irish monk in a cold scriptorium decided they were worth copying. By the 9th and 10th centuries, as Europe began to recover, the foundations for the Carolingian Renaissance, and eventually, the later European Renaissance were laid on knowledge preserved and spread by Irish monks. So yes, the Irish really did save civilization. Not with armies or empires, but with patience, dedication, and an unshakable belief that knowledge was worth preserving, no matter the cost. The next time you read a Roman classic or study ancient philosophy, remember, you might be reading it because 1,000 years ago, an Irish monk thought it was worth saving. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please share, like and subscribe for more videos exploring Irish history and the hidden stories behind the headlines.